question. How much federal money has the court received to date, and how much are you going to be requesting in the competitive stimulus? And then secondly, I've heard you testify to the Assembly that each phase has independent utility, and I'm just raising a question right now. If the money does turn out to be an issue, are there any parts in the future that could be modified in some fashion so that the port could be completed, but without maybe the full vision?
I'll take the last one first and kind of work my way back. The last point. It is phased. It's phased for several reasons. One, we can only do so much work each construction season, so we've done our phases to match what we think that we can get done each year, and then so far it's worked out. The other thing is that we're sure of our funding presently to complete the north end. These are barge docks here, and this is 2,000 feet of regular dock here, and then we'll have this red. The yellow's completed. The red will be completed by the end of 2010. So we can move one or two of our petroleum docks down here and still accommodate our cement ship in this area. And so that just leaves basically a little bit to do on the south end as far as one more berth here, but it just leaves the old dock area. So we're able to move our ships. We'll be able to move our ships, our container ships and our cargo ships from in here to here, and we'll move our petroleum ships from this area here over to here. That's the plan, and that's how we worked it out. So those phases all work on their own, and there's no harm done if we never do this. We would still be in business, but that's not the plan, because we need to move these container ships back in a couple of years to where they were, or to the new locations, so that they're opposite their yard. Tota's your yard is in here, and they want to be opposite that, and Horizon yard is mainly in here, and so they want to be opposite their yard. That's for more efficiency. So that'll be done, but just in taking your question a little further, if we couldn't, which is probably not going to happen. I don't understand the word no anyway. And so it's phased so that we can accomplish it. If we get stimulus money, we'll just do it faster. We'll save $50–60 million if we got stimulus money. We can save that much in the overall construction of the project. We can order our steel and get it shipped to us faster, cheaper than the way we do it now. We can let more contracts. We can put more people to work, and so that's a stimulus package. That's what it's really for. You know, there's less than 4% of the $800 billion going into infrastructure in this country in that stimulus package. $300 billion of it is $8 a week for you that make less than $200,000 a year for your taxes. And then there's a lot of good things in it. There's a lot of health and social services projects and education in that package, but it's not. There should be more in it for. And there might even be another package sometime. I think this microphone went off.
We'll get another one for you.
Anyway, but I think it did. So there needs to be more money put into infrastructure in the United States, including Alaska, to make really to create the jobs that'll help pull our country back out of the doldrums here and get the economy moving again. I'm afraid that the president won't get out of this package what he had hoped. but it's a start. There's projects all over this nation that need to be done in the way of transportation that ought to be done, and it will be done sometime, but the faster you can do it, and the earlier you can do it, the cheaper it's gonna be in the long run, and it would put a lot more people to work. We don't feel that here as much as you might feel in Indiana or Detroit or someplace like that, where they lose 300,000, 400,000 jobs at a time, but we're gonna feel it here because we're in a global market. If Asian freight doesn't come through from Asia because they're not buying it in the lower 48, that's less fuel used at the international airport, that's less fuel the Alaska Railroad hauls, that's less fuel that goes through the port of Anchorage. You know, we're all affected by somehow because we're in a global market. Anyway, I hope that answers part of your question.
Anyone else?
Well, I appreciate the opportunity and thank you very much.